Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 431
431
of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. We are talking all about the 30th anniversary of Disneyland Paris today. We experienced so much, so it's just really a part of it. If you are wanting to book a trip to Disneyland Paris or really any Disney property, check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Go to their website. You can just fill out a no obligation quote.
So here we are at Disneyland Paris. This is the train station. Look at that, the 30th anniversary celebration logo. It looks beautiful out here.
I think the decorations look wonderful, and we had blue skies almost every day, which to me is like unheard of to have it as often as we did, like eight of our days. Mickey and Minnie are in their official outfits here. So the train does run most of the day, but in the early morning, Mickey and Minnie will greet you.
Actually, as Mickey and Minnie are greeting right now, this is a little bit later in the morning, the train is running.
Was the train running
every once
already?
in a while, they'll stop and say hi to some of the guests that go back there. So it does happen. That's
you know what?
correct thing.
I did not see that. So you get the train and you get Mickey and Minnie in their official outfits.
So here we are. This was actually the day before the kickoff of the 30th anniversary. It was sort of like a media day at the park. And you could see Donald here was having some special meet and greet opportunities at the gazebo.
And you can see him really well with that 30th on the cap. We ended up being invited for the media event very last minute. We already booked our trip. We had our hotel and everything, but we did get to enjoy the weekend.
Right. It was for international media for us, which was a very nice surprise. And there is Daisy. So this was a special opportunity. We got to meet Daisy Duck and get some pictures with her in her official outfit.
And you would see Daisy in the show Dream and Shine Brighter. That's normally where you'll see her. And behind her is that 30th anniversary. This is something that is actually in some of the restaurants.
Yes, you can eat those.
Yes, not here. You're not going to eat them, but
not outside at the train station.
In the in restaurant Agrabah Cafe, they had that, and we also had it during the media event. So.
And she was just showing her 30th anniversary, the little bow there on the outfit. I like this part. This was really fun. While we were kind of looking at Daisy, the train was going by, so there she's like waving to the train. I thought, what a nice ending that was.
And I loved being able to ride the train. We did that 2 or 3 times this trip.
I love riding the train as well. So now this is another one of the special meet and greets we got to do. Here is the Big Cheese Mickey himself in his 30th anniversary outfit with a big display here. This was at one of, I think this was the dinner that we went to.
And one thing you can do in Disneyland Paris now is hug the characters. And I don't know about the face characters, but I call them the plush characters. We
had a chance to hug the characters.
Yes,
especially Pluto demanded to be hugged.
Well, he didn't demand, but yeah, he came over to us and just gave us a big hug, and it was
wonderful.
It was really nice, yes. And so Mickey's here, and we were really fortunate. We had this big we had really great photo opportunities.
And now we also got to meet Minnie here after dinner, and it was very nice. Again, she's in her outfit. We're going to look at Minnie a little bit later on in a different outfit that everybody could actually meet her.
The pantsuit, yes.
That's correct.
This is my favorite, I think, of all of the costumes for the 30th. That bow, and to me, it's very Parisian and really beautiful. And it is iridescent. Like we have iridescent also in Florida for the 50th. But
this really shines.
It's really nice.
It shines brighter. One might say.
Yes, that's part of the song and stuff. So yes.
Okay, so let's see who. Oh, it's Goofy. So this was at breakfast. They actually had Goofy and Pluto, and we're going to end with Pluto because he was fantastic. But Goofy also has quite the nice outfit here.
Well, we weren't expecting. We were just expecting to have a breakfast, and we didn't know that we'd get Goofy and Pluto.
What a nice surprise! First thing in the morning, I had arrived tired. By the time I left, not at all tired. So anyway, that was also a nice experience. And again, we're going to end off showing Pluto. Pluto had more than usual for a special outfit. He had a vest on. He had his special tag, the Mickey tag. Pluto was really very energetic.
Yes, Pluto was just all over the place. And like you were taking a little video, and I'll show you. You're probably going to show it.
Of course, I couldn't resist.
you got a little video from one angle and I got the video from the other angle, and I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, no, it was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
And he's got, the 30 on the vest there. And you can also, I mentioned the Dream and Shine Brighter. It's also a cavalcade. So if you don't want to stay actually for the show in Central Plaza, and we'll talk about that, you can just watch it as a cavalcade. You'll see the characters, and Pluto's like on all fours.
I told you, Pluto was really fun.
He probably had
a
lot of coffee. Maybe
the thing
before.
is, I think yes, he probably, in his dog food, he probably did have a lot of coffee. But, most of the guests were having breakfast, and there was nobody really paying attention to Pluto. So when he found us, which we were very interested in, he let it all out, I guess.
And I just want to mention while we're talking also, March 6th was the kickoff day for the 30th. But the official anniversary of Disneyland Paris is April 12th. So it started about 6 weeks prior to the official anniversary date.
So we were there for the actual 25th anniversary date, and that was about 5 years ago. You had been to other anniversaries.
I had been to the 10th, on the 10th, and then during the 15th, which was like a 2-year celebration. So during that time frame, I was there. But on the 10th, which was really only a 1-day celebration. So here is Pluto. They've got balloons here. And he was really fun.
Well, because you had your phone and you were kind of looking through the balloons, so Pluto gave you a special angle, and we're going to see that. He's doing that right now. Then I'll show the view from your phone. So he seems to really know what he's doing there.
Well, he was like mirroring me, and he was really good. It's like he knew what I but to see it through the balloons was really funny.
Yeah, so here you go. This is the shot we've been talking about, right through the balloons.
And I'm like going down, down, and then he's still
when
there.
You turn your head, he turns his head.
Yeah, and then I'm going back up, and then I just thought, that was such a really terrific meet and greet, and then a hug, which I hadn't really hugged the characters too much, and so that was really
right. I mean, after a couple years of not being able to, I mean, it still is distance here at Walt Disney World, so you cannot even get next to the characters here at Disney World.
I'm not
as of now.
Well, I wasn't a big character hugger every so often, but I thought it was really nice.
So now we're going to look at the Gardens of Wonder.
I love these. There's 10 gardens, and there's a total of, I think, 30 sculptures. And so, like, we just looked at Baymax, and, they're themed gardens. So, but here is Mushu, and you've got, from Raya and the Last Dragon, Sisu, and then Baymax here in this one garden. And they're around Central Plaza, and I just think they are, like, at night, they're totally different. Like, you've got, like, luminescence that is gorgeous.
Yeah, not just them, but around, even the plants light up.
Well, that's what I mean, the luminescence of the plants. Disneyland Paris worked with a company to make that happen in a way that was fine for the plants.
Yeah, they infused the plants with some kind of lighting, glowing lighting. So it was, it was wonderful.
But it's okay for the, it's
perfectly safe for the plants.
It's sort of like they take some kind of a paint or something and color the plants, but they use something that's not toxic for the plants, and they can grow and everything.
And we just saw a Moana sculpture. Now we're looking at the Little Mermaid, and I see Finding Nemo off to the left.
It's very kinetic, and during the daytime or the evening, like during the shows, during the drones, like to see it happening in Central Plaza is just really gorgeous. This is one of my favorites is Stitch, and you've got the surfboards. They really did these fantastic designs, and they all rotate.
And I just want to point out, there's everything looks perfectly lit here. That's because we shot this on different days, because at certain times of the day, some of the sculptures are going to be really nicely lit, but others will be in shade. So you really need to come back at different times if you're looking to have everything lit brightly. We
were very fortunate, though. Again, we had blue skies so many of the days, so it wasn't like, oh, today's a gray day, today's a blue day. It was a lot of the blue. And there are the Toy Story aliens. Again, another one of my favorites. I just really enjoyed this. When we first arrived before the anniversary kicked off, they weren't moving yet.
And I didn't realize they were going to move.
I wasn't 100%. I thought they would, but they weren't, so I wasn't sure. So this is Snow White Now, Sleeping Beauty Castle has just gone through a 12-month refurbishment. The dragon is not available yet, but it will be soon. But the upstairs area is available with the gallery and everything. But
Right.
the
We had a
castle
very
looks
nice tour
beautiful.
upstairs. It does.
And
Beautiful.
there is, we've got Sleeping Beauty here, and just
Aurora.
Princess Aurora and Prince Philip.
And we're going to pan over and see, I believe, Cinderella herself there with a view of the castle in the background. There it is. There is Cinderella.
And I think this is also one of the more beautiful sculptures. Like, I actually am very fond of the Merida sculpture as well. Not as much the Ursula. We're going to be seeing all of these. Most of them I really like. Ursula,
they go by pretty quick. I mean, there's a lot of detail in them. These princess sculptures are fantastic. There's Merida, I think Belle, and Tiana back there.
And the Merida with the hair and everything, these are so creative. And that's the one thing that I really love about the 30th anniversary of Disneyland Paris is the creativity and stuff that you just don't see in the other Disney parks, like these type of sculptures, like the drones, which is a totally new thing as far as above a castle. And then the show at Central Plaza, they've really come into their own with shows over the last number of years and parades.
And another aspect I really enjoy of this is you don't have to wait to see this. You can do it at your own leisure. You know, there's no lines or anything. So
Sometimes there was a line.
No, not
Sometimes
really,
there was a line.
Not really.
I
It's
waited.
very, very relaxing and enjoyable experience. For me, anyway, I kind of like to be able to kind of take my time and just try to be creative with the angles and just enjoy looking at all the detail of in the sculptures.
And there was they're Disney and Pixar sculptures, so it's not like you're not going to find Marvel here or Star Wars, but the Disney and Pixar. And Maleficent also really very nice, like kind of that iridescent sculpture, and really a terrific angle with the castle. So for photos, this was one of my favorites as well. I have a lot of favorites.
And later on, we're going to see some footage of these sculptures at night while the drone show is happening. So it's
beautiful.
Some of that special footage, the B-roll we got is amazing.
This is the one that I'm like, eh.
You don't like?
I don't like this one.
I think it's very nice.
I mean, and I know I'm not the only one because she's been talked about.
Ursula, do not.
No, this one doesn't work for me.
So now we're looking at Jafar here with a nice view of the castle in the background.
And I was mentioning Ursula. I mean, it's all subjective, right? Like, I mean, this is artwork. So, but Jafar, I think, is really great.
I think they're all nice. I do like Ursula. I have no problem. It's a little different.
I like the purple. And so here is Genie. And I thought that was, you've got the lamp on the bottom. Really creative.
And next up are the fairies from Sleeping Beauty.
Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. And then I was like, oh, I can take pictures also from the opposite angle and see Sleeping Beauty Castle in the background.
Yeah, there it is. Perfect. And I see a little cameo of you walking away there to get some more pictures. And here we have Tinkerbell.
I just think there's so many of them. I mentioned there's 30 sculptures, so you really could take quite some time really just to enjoy them.
That's right. And again, you could see up close, very detailed work. A lot of these were done with a laser. What was it?
I think they did it in 3D and everything. I would actually have to look it up to see how they were created. It's something I'll probably, write an article on because we also had an interview. This, I believe, is Ka from the Jungle Book next to...
Kevin from Up.
Yes, and Timon and Pumbaa, of course, from The Lion King.
Now, this area is always difficult to get good pictures and video during the day because it's really shaded. So I did my best.
Yes. No, it's fine. I just, looking at them is just, I really enjoyed this area in Central Plaza. And so I think that's right, Pascal from Tangled. And then we also have some, I'm not even sure which, there's bunnies with, I don't really know where they're supposed to be from.
I am not really sure where that is either. I know Miko.
Yes, Miko, we know. And
perhaps they're from Pocahontas somehow.
That is very possible. And so here is the Cheshire Cat, and
Alice
upside down there. Yes.
And I think we're going to take a quick look at the Winnie the Pooh characters, and that will probably be it for the Gardens of Wonder.
And so you have it's just Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, I believe, in this. I just, I love it. And then look at this blue sky. Look at this blue sky, which we just saw so much of.
Well, we're going to leave that park, the Disneyland park, and head over to the Walt Disney Studios because, as you can see, it's fashionista Minnie in her special outfit.
And it's funny because I never thought of her as like fashionista Minnie, but she was meeting in the Stella McCartney pantsuit, which was designed both for the 30th anniversary, but also for Women's History Month. So she's only supposed to be in this outfit for the rest of the month, March 31st. It will be interesting to see if they extend that at all for, because a lot of guests want to see her in her pantsuit. It isn't like Minnie doesn't have pantsuits. Minnie has a million outfits. Like she has outfits of all kinds. She wears a pantsuit on the Disney Cruise Line.
It's not something new.
No, but I mean, this particular one designed by Stella McCartney is. And so, this is her new outfit.
Well, I'll tell you, to meet Minnie, very, very popular. We were fortunate to be able to do this during the event.
Right.
But I talked to a number of guests, friends of ours, that waited, and nobody waited less than an hour. It sounded like the average was between 1 and 2 hours. So, quite the wait for Minnie.
Wow. And I think a big part of that is because, from what I understood, the Marvel characters were in here for part of the day.
And in the morning, right? You had to meet the Marvel characters. Then Minnie was in the afternoon until park closed.
So, and I think that's it. It was just because it was a part of a day and not the whole day.
But, and you're looking at some great footage. We actually had a camera person assigned to us when we were at the event, and he did a great job getting those nice close shots of Minnie.
And I really liked having a camera person assigned to us. It made things way easier for us. So now we're going to talk about Disney's Newport Bay Club. They had put us up, Disney had invited us for 2 nights to stay in a room. And this is the first time I've ever stayed at Disney's Newport Bay Club.
Right?
I've stayed at the Sequoia and also Disney's Cheyenne. We usually stay off property. We stayed at the Hotel Elysee this time. But to be able to stay here and to be able to talk about the hotel, I love the room. This reminds me, the room and the hotel itself, of course, are very similar to Disney's Yacht and Beach Club. It's not exactly the same or anything, but it has that. It's
definitely has that feel to it.
Right. It's the New England style hotel, and so some of the hotels like the Sequoia is similar to Disney's Wilderness Lodge, but it's not exactly the same.
And they had a great desk where you could do your work. I was able
with champagne.
Well, the champagne
we still
didn't
have
hurt,
it.
or the macarons didn't hurt either. But I mean, the desk you had, I was able to look out the window in the morning and work on the videos and everything. So it was a perfect setup.
I thought the beds were comfortable. I really liked the room. It had been renovated about 2016. It feels like it was just a few years ago, but I guess it's almost 6 years now since it was renovated. They have an indoor and outdoor pool called the Nantucket Pool, although I don't think it was open outdoors on this trip. And the hotel is about maybe a 10 to 15 minute walk from the parks, although you can get a shuttle. It's a really nice walk. And one morning I walked to do the laundry over the Cheyenne because I think that might be the only hotel that has the laundry. So I did that. Washers
and dryers and self-laundry, you mean?
Yeah, the self-laundry. The room is themed to Disney, but lightly. You have the Mickey, you can see the Mickey shape, and also on the above.
And I love the soaps and conditioners. I miss those. They used to have something like this here at Walt Disney World many years ago, almost 10 at this point.
H2O products, and the Hotel New York, the Art of Marvel, is across the way. And that was a very sleek upgrade and update from the Disney's hotel, just the Disney's New York hotel.
So now we're back in the park here, and this is some footage that you took. We're going to have a tour of the entire park at some point when I get around to getting that edited. And we're looking at some of the treats. Now, we tried many, many treats. I'm just showing you this very, very
not
quick
everything,
clip.
Not nearly everything.
We're going to talk about them in an upcoming show because there's just so much. There's no time to talk about it now.
So in a show or two, we will talk about like merchandise and treats. So Disneyland Paris has never had so much merchandise or so many treats, and it really it's amazing. It's just changed so much.
And a number of things that have flashed by here we now have at the house, including the Spirit jersey, the mug you just saw there. Although I like the other, we both have that jacket.
And what's amazing is the 350 plus pieces of merchandise that will come during this anniversary. It's not all out yet. some things sell out and such, but
This
it's
means we
a
have
lot.
to go back.
We're going to go back. I'm ready to go back already.
That I'm sure of.
So Dream and Shine Brighter is the show. And
more than just the
more
show.
than a show. It's a cavalcade up and down Main Street. And it's just a really, I call it just a happy show, but it's so much. It's just like, if you've seen any of the last 5 years or so with the parades and shows at Disneyland Paris, that's what you can come to expect from Dream and Shine Brighter.
Right. So many characters. The music is just infectious. It's so very, very wonderful music soundtrack. And it's very repeatable. I find myself having to watch this many, many times. And I still, right now, would be watching it again.
Now, Dream and Shine Brighter is performed several times per day on Central Plaza. Again, you've got that cavalcade also, though. So if you're not wanting to hang out in Central Plaza for a while, you can just enjoy the cavalcade either. And I prefer it when it's leaving and going down Main Street, because most guests wait for the first, but they don't wait for that after time.
Right.
And the show has more than 30 dancers and Disney characters, and then new floats and 2 new catchy songs, plus a mashup of 20 Disney songs, which is, the music is fantastic for this. So you can see the different characters, and you could watch this dozens of times from different angles. Of course, we're not even showing our own footage, which we have so much of it.
Well, they did such a fine job here with this B-roll, showing it from every conceivable angle. There is no trouble finding our footage because I have many, many angles.
Right.
I'm going to do a multi-angle video with 10 plus angles, maybe 12, something like 12 angles. So I'm going to be working on that. But, and let's not forget about the dancers. You mentioned them before. They are actually an amazing part of the show. I think they're so energetic. To me, they're like stars. You get your favorite ones that you see over and over.
Right. Like you recognize them. And so with the dancers, they can wear whatever clothes they want, male or female. The clothes are designed for both. They can put their makeup the way they want. They can put the hair the way they want. Every single day they can do as they want. And that's part of their inclusion. And also the floats were designed to be able to see the characters and not just like the heads of the characters. We had interviewed Astrid Gomez, a show producer. And also Miguel made his debut in this.
His Disneyland Paris debut. That's right. Miguel. Everybody loves Miguel, and he has his guitar and the bubbles. Let's not forget. I love the bubble effects.
I mean,
the sparklers.
They started doing so many bubbles, and so you have the bubbles, you've got the fountains, you've got the daytime fireworks, you've got the music. It really is just an incredible show.
So let's try to give some advice on the show. If you don't have a lot of time, probably the best bet is to just watch the cavalcade itself going up and down Main Street. Or if you go into Central Plaza, maybe get there 20 minutes, 15 minutes before the show starts, and you can kind of just, you're not going to be right up against the stage, but you can see all of the stages from the center if it's open.
If you only want to see it as a cavalcade, I would do after, like once you hear that second boom at Sleeping Beauty Castle,
as it's coming back down the street.
It's just about to come back down the street then, and guests will follow it. But if you're down there, let's say by Town Square, there's almost like anytime I was down there after the show, nobody was down there. So I would just grab a spot last second.
And look at this. We have a big dance going
that's
Raphael.
Raphael, who is a fantastic guest flow.
And we've seen this
member.
in person.
Yes.
Even more than that. Well, really getting into it.
I took video of it going on at one point. He's really terrific.
And I'll quickly mention that the characters are also in different positions on different floats when they come back down to finish the production.
I have not seen this.
Didn't I tell you? It was a great job they did with the B-roll.
That's wonderful.
I thought it was fantastic. And again, I can't improve on Disneyland Paris. Look at this. It's great footage of the drone show.
And next time we'll show our own footage, right?
We have It's all up, and we'll link to everything in the show notes.
The Disney Delight drone, it's a pre-show, and it was an after show as well.
Afterglow.
It was called, yes. But it no longer is the after part. It's now, fortunately, I mean, it really is for the best that they do it all at one time.
Right, you're getting the full drone show before Disney Illuminations. And before, you just had a tiny little taste of it. Then you watched Illuminations, and then you saw what I think is the best part of the whole thing, called the Afterglow. And as you just mentioned,
left.
yeah, people left. People didn't know. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody knew. We knew it was kind of good for us because when people left, we would go forward and
Right.
get a great location.
But then, I would tell people you should stay. So you've got video projections, water jets, projection. Oh, I think I already said projections, lighting effects, lasers, and music. 150 drones. Originally they said 200, but really 150 is what they needed to to make it work. This is honestly one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen above a Disney castle, and I just was so touched by it on that first day.
And watch the video, because you have to hear the music with this. The music also makes it. It's just such a wonderful, wonderful soundtrack.
And it was done sort of in secret in Bordeaux. Like, not that many people from Disneyland Paris knew that this was going to happen at first.
So on a farm, and they had to have the farmer signed a non-disclosure. Hearing the stories about how this was produced was very entertaining.
And the drones played to the new song "Un monde qui s'illumine," which means a world that lights up, which we'll hear a lot during the anniversary. But it's not the only song that you'll hear. Also during Dream and Shine Brighter, there's a song as well. And the music for the anniversary is wonderful. Very catchy. I never got tired of it, even though I heard it over and over again.
I listened to it here, just because I want to hear it. I love it so much.
This song was recorded at Abbey Road with 60 musicians. Disneyland Paris. I mean, you're seeing the nighttime Gardens of Wonder at the same time. It really is stunning.
Yeah, and seeing the Gardens of Wonder, with all that, you can notice here they have different lighting effects happening during the show. Now that's something you can see better from this high angle, this crane shot. But when you're watching the show up close, you're not going to really notice that. But that's why you need to see it many times from a distance, from various locations, to really get all the different effects. And we were told to go to the far right of the castle, kind of like this shot, which we did one night, and it was so nice to see. It's very different. And then we went at dusk the one time when you can actually see the drones.
You could see
coming
the drones,
out.
yes.
Dusk was a beautiful time to see.
You could see them before they lit up. This was, again, just what they can do with the drones. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, this is no comparison to the drone show that they used to have here at Disney Springs.
And that was early on in technology.
Right.
And you mentioned to me in that Marvel show they had some drones.
Indoor drones.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very different.
But this, I just, I look at it now and to see it in person was so
I love this effect too.
Tremendous.
With Mickey inside the circle there. Very wonderful.
And the fountains in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle are so beautiful, and I never tire of them. I never tire of Paris or Disneyland Paris. Like, I just love it.
And also a quick tip: if you are an Infinity annual pass holder, you can book the special viewing for Illuminations, which gets you a prime spot to watch the Disney Delight show.
And it was much less crowded. And kudos to cast member Sarah for
and they do a great job of keeping that place civilized.
Sarah was the one who was next to us, and she was making sure that everybody who was
supposed to be in there.
in the Infinity area, it was really busy up there. So, like, if I was not an Infinity pass holder, I would just be further back because the Central Plaza gets very crowded.
So we are going to have a lot more on Disneyland Paris 30th anniversary coming up. We want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
They are Disney specialists, and if you want to go to Disneyland Paris, which we definitely recommend.
And especially this summer, the Avengers campus will be opening at Disneyland Paris. So
no date. We don't know the date or anything.
That has not been announced. That's correct.
But also, the Disney Wish or Walt Disney World, Disneyland. There's so much going on at the Disney parks, and we saw a friend of ours is over at Alani, and certainly they can help with that. So check them out.
So while we're wrapping up the show, we're going to look at some behind-the-scenes footage that was shot from our cameraman that we mentioned earlier.
He was awesome, and I actually didn't realize he was assigned to us for quite some time. I was wondering why he was kind of following us from one place to another.
It was very interesting.
But I really enjoyed it.
So anyway, this week we're going to be going to Epcot again. It's very nice to get back to Epcot.
Well, we were just there a couple days. What?
Yesterday.
I have no idea.
Yesterday.
I can't. I honestly, we've only been back 4 days, and I know today we're heading over to Disney Springs. We're looking at Mickey here. So we're going to Disney Springs for Maria and Enzo's to try out their brunch. We were invited for that. And I'm not sure everything what we're going to be talking about, but more Disneyland Paris as well.
Well, certainly for the next few shows, including next week, we'll have partial segments on Disneyland Paris 30th anniversary. I had just mentioned to you the Agrabah dining experience we did. We'll be talking about that. That was a very nice experience with a good selection of the 30th anniversary desserts. And I really want to get more in depth on the desserts and the merchandise in coming shows.
Disneyland Paris has not been known for like specialty treats and innovative cooking and such as much, except for Walt's, which is going to reopen next month. And so I want to talk about that because they have totally done a 180. And also the merchandise, they weren't really known for as much merchandise, and they really went all out on this anniversary and really terrific designs. So I would like to talk certainly more about the merchandise as well.
And after this week, going to Epcot, we'll finally be able to talk about the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival, our favorite time at Epcot. There's new topiaries, new to us that we haven't seen yet. And we actually did see some of them the other day, but very quickly.
It's my favorite time actually at Walt Disney World all year long, and we left, when it started to go to Disneyland Paris, and that's how much I love Paris.
But it was worth it. I wouldn't change a thing.
No, it was a wonderful trip, and I can't wait to get back.
So thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.